to using this method. So the solution is, first we have to find out what is the given data. So in college 1, there are total number of students is 600. So the sample size N1 is equal to 600. Out of 600 students, 400 students were using the pens. So we have to calculate the population proportion. So we denote the population proportion for the college 1 as P1, which is equal to 400 divided by the whole set of students, that is 600 students. So the answer will be 0.667. So next we are going to calculate the given data for the college 2. So for the college 2, the sample size, the given students are 900. So we denote the N is equal to 900. So out of 900 students, 450 students are using the pens. So we have to calculate the same for the sample proportion for the college 2, that is we denote as P2. So to calculate the sample proportion for the college 2, so 450 divided by 900, we get an answer as 0.50. So next we have to create the null hypothesis as well as the alternative hypothesis. For this problem, I define the null hypothesis as, that is the sample proportion used in pairing both colleges are equal, as well as the opposite way of the alternative hypothesis that are different. So by calculating this, we find whether the which hypothesis will be true. So the formula for calculating the two sample proportion is Z is equal to P1 minus P2 divided by square root of P into 1 minus P into 1 by N1 plus N2. In this formula, we know what is the value of P1, P2, N1 and N2, but we need to know what is the value of capital P. So the formula to calculate the value of capital P is x1 plus x2 divided by N1 plus N2. So the value of x1 and x2 are given in the equation, that is out of the first sample that are using tens of 400 students, that will be x1. Then the x2 will be the out of the total set 450 students will be using the pens. So we denote the x2 as 450. And N1 and N2 was sample size. In the first college the sample will be 600, and in the second college the sample will be 900, which is given in the question itself. By calculating this, I get an answer for the population as P is equal to 0.5667. Next we are going to substitute the given values as well as the found values in the formula. So the value for the P1 and P2 is just now we found. The value for P1 is 0.267 and the value for P2 is 0.50. Substitute those values in the numerator, that is instead of P1 and P2. Then we are going to substitute the value of the denominator. So the value for capital P is 0.5667. So instead of P, I substitute the value 0.567, and into 1 minus P, the value is 1 minus 0.567, and 1 by N1 plus 1 by N2, the value for N1 is 600 and N2 is 900, which is given in the equation. Substitute all those values in the formula. By simplifying this, I get an answer for this Z as 7.12. So we have to calculate the critical value. So first that is value of the calculated value. Next we are going to find the critical values, which we are going to find using the statistic table. So here we are going to find the 5% significance level. The 5% significance level for value is 1.96. So we have to compare the both value, that is the calculated value as well as the table value. So 7.12 is calculated value and 1.96 is the table value. Comparing both values, 7.12 will be the highest value. So we are going to reject the null hypothesis. If this value is less than this value, then we are going to accept the null hypothesis. But in this problem, our calculated value will be higher than the critical value. So we are going to reject the null hypothesis. So therefore, the answer will be the proportions of students using pens in both colleges are significantly different. Thank you.